Just between us, you know what's better than mopping? Anything. Ugh. Well, I switched to Swiffer WetJet, and it's awesome. It's an all-in-one that absorbs dirt and grime deep inside.
And it helps prevent streaks and haze. WetJet is so worth it. Love it or your money back.
And now please welcome Adam Montoya.
Tomorrow on ET, my new interview with Oscar winner Monique, where her famous feuds stand now as she makes her explosive return to stand-up.
And just don't do it.
Okay, before we go, Rihanna was faced with an everyday mom struggle. Exercise or spend time with her little man.
Yeah, guess who won?
Please. Rihanna captured the moment, look who don't want mommy to work out.
I'm still pinching myself, really. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Speaking of Riri, we just learned how much she rented her.
Happening now.
Jimmy Tran accused of a 2019 murder and robbery coming up. We'll take you inside the courtroom as a defense today asking the judge to recuse herself. We'll explain coming up.
And a dog described as skin and bones, its owner accused of starving it to death and is now in jail. Coming up, the charges that owner faces and what other animals were found. Next.
We have a lot to prepare for this week. Record challenging heat, then a huge temperature drop along with very promising rain chances. I'll time that out for you in just a bit. The news at 5 starts right now.
A request for the judge to recuse herself, opening up proceedings today in the capital murder trial of Jimmy Tran.
It's the same trial that began last week for the 2019 murder and robbery of a 22-year-old man in what was an alleged drug deal gone bad.
Eric Hernandez takes us inside the courtroom as Tran's lawyer tries to make his case and then takes on the lead investigator on the stand.
Without a lawyer present from each side, particularly as it affects our trial. So I'm going to insist at this point, Judge, that you either recuse yourself or call the chief administrative judge.
That request after a witness spoke to Judge Cristina Escalona on Friday after court was adjourned to let her know they might have recognized one of the jurors. Because the judge didn't have that conversation with the lawyer present, the defense felt a recusal was necessary. After making a call to Administrative Judge Sid Harrell, Judge Escalona continued the capital murder trial.
Mr. Holscher, if you feel you need to file a motion to recuse, you may do so, but until it is filed, until there is a ruling, due to the findings or due to the record that's been established and the feeling that the court did not commit any ex parte, we are going to go forward.
As the trial resumed, the defense cross-examined lead detective Mark Duke. Last week, the defense implied in testimony that not enough investigation was done by SAPD in this case.
Are you willing to admit that you made mistakes when you didn't process the vehicle?
In this case, no.
The defense didn't let up and continued to grill Detective Duke about his investigation.
You only pursued evidence that supported the belief you had already sworn to that Jimmy Tran was a murderer, right?
I just followed the evidence where it took me.
Now, this trial is not over yet. The state still has a couple more witnesses to put on the stand that will be taking place tomorrow morning when testimony continues. At the Canary Reefs Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
A starving dog, described as skin and bones, rescued today from the tree he'd been chained to. Now the man responsible for that dog and 3 others on the property will face animal cruelty charges. Deputies were tipped off on the home in Northeast Bexar County. When they got there, they found one dog on a heavy chain tied to a dead tree. It's suspected that it was being starved to death. Deputies also found a malnourished puppy there and 2 other dogs. 36-year-old Cesar de Hoyos is facing a 3rd-degree felony animal cruelty and torture charge. De Hoyos told deputies the chained-up dog had run away for a while. It recently returned. He claims they were trying to nurse the dog back to health. A pair of German Shepherds were also confiscated, but they were in great condition. Sheriff Javier Salazar believes they were being used for breeding.
We are learning more information about the suspect accused of drunk driving and crashing into a San Antonio police officer, leaving that officer hospitalized. The crash happened yesterday morning. 40-year-old Jaime de Luna is charged with intoxication assault and intoxication assault of a peace officer. Police say DeLuna allegedly speeding when he crashed into the back of the police cruiser stopped at a red light. Court records show this is not DeLuna's first experience with DWI charges. He has 2 prior convictions from back in 2007 and 2015. His bond is set at $175,000. A commercial building left with more than $50,000 worth of damage after an overnight fire. Firefighters responded to the scene about 11 o'clock last night on Babcock Road, not far from Fredericksburg and Vance Jackson roads. Flames could be seen coming through the roof and front attic. They were able to get it out quickly. Fire officials are still working to determine a cause. No injuries were reported.
The origins of COVID-19 continue to be reason for speculation, but also reason for concern for lab safety at research institutions. We got a special inside look at some of the safety protocols at Texas Biomed Research Institute, which conducts studies on dangerous diseases, including Ebola, tuberculosis, and SARS-CoV-2. Today, we learned that it takes years of training for scientists to work in levels 3 and 4. That means understanding how to handle these viruses, keep the air safe, and protect their bodies with the correct PPE.
We want to make sure people are actually going through the motion and have us observing that motion, making sure they can do the right thing before we put them into a more risky scenario.
At 6 o'clock, we're going to go into detail about some of the PPE required for the highest level labs and show you how the air is filtered to keep both employees and the public safe.
Hazy sunshine and hot out there today. 92 degrees, our high temperature. That's just 5 degrees shy of the record for the day. And obviously well above our average that sits at 78. And get ready for a huge temperature swing this week. We're going to see record challenging warmth followed by significantly cooler air. But right now, Eagle Pass 97, 92 in Lakey, 91 Floresville, 92 in Windcrest, meanwhile 89 in Bernie. And as we go through the evening hours, we'll have those high clouds with a lot of haze in the sky. We actually have some smoke in the air from agricultural fires in Mexico and Central America. Anyway, southeasterly wind at 10 to 15 and warm. 10 o'clock, 80 degrees and humid, and then temperatures falling down closer to 70 by tomorrow morning. I've got great news when it comes to rain chances. We'll get into that, time it out, how much we could see in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Well, as the latest round of severe weather sparked deadly tornadoes this weekend, those hard-hit communities mourning more than 30 people whose lives were lost. And now growing concerns that climate change could lead Americans to experience more frequent and severe storm systems. ABC's Justin Finch breaks down the dangerous storms still to come.
Front of the house is right here. The front porch is just gone.
West of the Tennessee River, parts of Adamsville lay ravaged after a tornado touched down. Officials say more than a dozen have been killed in storms across Tennessee. Nationwide, the death toll rising after weekend storms spawned at least 79 tornadoes that ripped across 11 states between last Friday and Saturday alone. In Arkansas, communities assessing the damage.
We were in the basement, but you didn't realize, you had no idea it was doing this much damage out here.
Destruction across Jane Smith's city of Wynne and in the state capital, Little Rock.
100% did think I was going to die. Once I saw the winds pick up the way they did.
This man capturing treacherous conditions on his cell phone, riding out the storm in his work van. In Illinois, loved ones mourning Frederick Livingston Jr. killed after a theater roof collapsed during a concert.
It happened so fast, man. They did raise me since I was 2 years old.
This spring, whipping up a deadly storm season. NOAA's Storm Prediction Center counting more than 60 tornado deaths over the past 3 months, close to the 30-year annual average of 70 deaths. AMS research projecting the warming climate may prompt an increase in tornado-producing storms into late winter and early spring. The study also predicting that overnight and late afternoon tornadoes could become more common. During those hours, tornadoes are more than twice as deadly. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Former President Donald Trump in New York City a day before his scheduled arraignment on a number of criminal charges. The charges are related to the alleged $130,000 in hush money to adult film star Stormy Daniels shortly before the 2016 election. Trump will not be handcuffed while he is booked and processed. They also have cleared out the 15th floor of court proceedings, so it's unlikely there will be any crowd there. His attorney says tomorrow at the arraignment he will plead not guilty.
This is unprecedented. We have Secret Service involved. I understand they're closing the courthouse for the afternoon. I just don't know what to expect to see.
Trump's legal team is opposing cameras in the courtroom tomorrow, saying it'll be, quote, a circus-like atmosphere. The district attorney's office has taken no position, and the judge has yet to rule. Trump expected to give remarks after the arraignment back in Florida at Mar-a-Lago.
The Food and Drug Administration says the maker of a brand of eye drops linked to an outbreak of bacterial infections failed to follow safety protocols. The FDA visited a global pharma healthcare facility in India for an inspection in mid-February. The visit came 2.5 weeks after the company voluntarily recalled the artificial tears product. When the recall was issued, there were already 55 reports of eye infections, permanent loss of vision, and at least one death. The outbreak, a rare and drug-resistant bacteria, which had never been reported before in the U.S.
The numbers show that this Distracted Driving Awareness Month really needs your attention. According to KSAT, 431 people died statewide from distracted driving crashes in 2021. That is a 17% increase from 2020 and a 14% increase from 2019. Also in 2021, nearly 3,000 people were seriously injured by distracted driving. That's a 33% increase from 2020. And a reminder, in San Antonio, drivers are banned from using handheld devices while driving. Violators can face up to $200
in this year. We're talking about the Passion Play. We've got a preview of what we can expect from the annual Good Friday event. As always, the play will show the path that Jesus walked through Jerusalem while bearing his cross. Thousands of people expected to line the streets of downtown, and for some watching the play, it is an emotional experience.
There's people crying as a part of what we're doing because it really is that meaningful. It really tugs on the heart. It really makes us come to an awareness that we are to be with Jesus during this day.
Organizers expecting an even larger turnout this year, so it's best to get downtown early. It starts at 9:30 in the morning at Milam Park. The Passion Play is free to the public.
NASA cementing its next moon shot 50 years after the last one. We're going to introduce you to the newly named crew that's making history.
And we have a traffic trouble spot for you right now. It's I-35 at Cesar Chavez. 2 cars and a truck are seen off to the side of the road there. Not exactly sure what happened. KSAT reporting a minor collision that's slowing down traffic in the area. No emergency crews even there yet, but just something to be aware of if you travel downtown.
I'm Stefania Jimenez. We want you to stick around because there's so much more to discuss with you at 6 o'clock, like a proposed pilot program in the Bexar County Jail that aims to ensure that mentally ill inmates are competent enough to stand trial. And this is coming at a time when some inmates' cases are stalled for years at a time as they wait on a backlogged state hospital system. Also, we continue our Fighting Fentanyl series at 6, and this time you're going to see how our kids are learning to stay away from fentanyl. We sat in on a meeting between 5th graders, a local judge, and DEA agents in a local courthouse, and you're going to see what came of it. You're also going to hear from law enforcement who say the best way to keep kids safe is to teach them about the dangers of the drug. Also, a new program that could speed up emergency responses, all thanks to that, a sticker. And at 6, you're going to find out how you can be the first to enroll. All that and more today on the news at 6. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Stephanie. NASA making history in several ways with their newly announced space crew, who's expected to be the next humans to go to the moon.
Can you believe it's been 50 years? The first woman and the first person of color will step aboard this first moon mission in 50 years.
ABC's Alex Stone introduces us to the crew.
It was an announcement that had the theatrics of a sports team being revealed.
He's a Master of Science in Physics, an F-18 pilot, and a Canadian astronaut. Your mission specialist, Jeremy Hansen.
All active NASA astronauts who happen to be on Earth right now were in the room, with 4 of them being announced as the ones chosen to go to the moon.
This is a huge effort for NASA, for the United States of America, for Canada, for the whole world.
The 4 chosen include veteran NASA astronauts Victor Glover, Christina Hammock-Cook, and Reed Wiseman, plus Canadian Jeremy Hansen. Wiseman to be the commander, Glover the pilot. Cook is set to eventually become the first woman, and Glover the first person of color to step foot on the moon. Each of the American astronauts has already spent many days in space. Cook currently holds a record for the longest single space flight by a woman at 328 days.
I look forward to the day that we continue to break boundaries even at the moon. And that's what we see our role as. We're enabling those next missions.
The crew will first fly on Artemis 2, which is scheduled to next year take the 4 around the moon for the first time since the end of the Apollo program 51 years ago. That will make history, but then Artemis 3, maybe in 2025, is designed to land on the moon, and Artemis 4, a second moon landing expected in 2027.
This is our crew. This is humanity's crew.
And with all of it, the ultimate goal is to be able to one day launch from the moon to head to Mars or even deeper into space. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now that is cool.
It is cool. Humanity's crew. I like that. All right, 92 degrees out there. Wow.
Yeah.
This
ouch.
is way too hot for April.
I've got a little extra pep in my step today.
All right.
Several reasons. We were talking earlier, Fiesta's right around the corner.
Right.
Got my medals. I'll be unveiling them. I have my first medal giveaway on Thursday, but also a lot to talk about weather-wise, including very promising rain chances. I like what I see here later on this week, so let's get to it. A lot to go over. Record challenging warmth again tomorrow, then a huge temperature drop. I don't use caps lock that often, but I did this go around because this is going to be a significant drop, very noticeable, and that's with some areas of rain on the way. Let's get to it, starting with temperatures, then we'll get into the good stuff with the rain. You look at the readings right now. Cotulla, the hot spot, 102. Laredo, Eagle Pass, both at 100. Del Rio, 98. It's summer-like out there right now. Officially in town, 92, along with Stinson Airport on the south side, Helotes at 90, and Comfort and Bulverde right now at 88. So tonight will gradually cool off and just make it to 70 degrees by tomorrow morning. So a warm and humid start to the day. By the afternoon, we're back up to 92 for the high temperature. And we're going to make a run at the record high tomorrow. The record high is 93. It's clearly within the realm of possibility that we could meet and maybe even exceed that record high tomorrow. And a southeasterly wind at 10 to 20 that you'll be noticing. And more specifically, tomorrow it's going to be just like today. Carrizo Springs, 99, Uvalde, 96, Cotulla, 101, 93 on the west side of town, Converse, 91, and Timberwood Park, 89. Then it all changes. A cold front pays us a visit Wednesday morning. So that drops us to 80 degrees for the high on Wednesday. A little closer to average for this time of year. But then the bottom falls out. Thursday and Friday, we're talking high temperatures right near 60 degrees. So we're going to go from the low 90s down to near 60 for afternoon maximum temperatures just in the matter of a couple of days. So get ready for that kind of a shock to the system. I mean, we're not talking cold air, but relatively speaking, it's a big change and a big drop. And then we moderate back up as we get into the Easter weekend. All right, let's talk rain and our overall weather pattern, the good stuff. Now, typically with a visible satellite looking like this, the imagery like this, with these high thin clouds coming in from the southwest, I'd say we'd have a spectacular sunset coming. It's just very hazy out there right now. You may have noticed that extra haze, especially if you're on one of the flyover ramps. That's what I use as my benchmark, see how far I can see different landmarks. That's how I know what kind of haze we've got going. But a lot of that haze is from agricultural fires in Mexico, and you can actually see some of them creating smoke plumes on the visible satellite imagery. So we have a little bit of smoke in the air. That's why we have that haze. But the next system that we're watching is right now moving through the western U.S., this big dip in the upper level flow. That's going to help pull that weak cold front through Wednesday morning. With it, 20% chance of a stray shower or storm on Wednesday morning. Otherwise, for the most part, Wednesday, we're not going to see all that much moisture around here. It's Thursday into Friday when the conditions come together with some good upper level support and just more elements coming together and ingredients mixing just right to give us what we're thinking is going to be widespread areas of rain. This is developing throughout the day on Thursday and then lasting intermittently throughout the day on Friday as well. So we've got that up to 70%. So that's very promising. As for rainfall potential, this is just one computer model, but I think it's a good generalization. We can see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain at any given location across the KSAT 12 viewing area by Saturday morning. So that's pretty good rainfall potential. There's that temperature drop again, highs near 60 Thursday and Friday with that good rain on the way.
Nice. We need it. Thank you.
All right. Larry, you get the idea that even no matter what happens with the NBA draft, the Spurs have some youth on this team that they like.
Yeah, they really do. And we're talking about Julian Champagnie coming up. He is a guy that the Spurs picked up after the 76ers let him go back in February. He's 21 years old. This young man can play, and last night he set a career high. Plus, where does Lamar Butler's shot rank when it comes to buzzer beaters in NCAA history? Coming up.
Most importantly, we got a W. You know, I think that's what feels the best, because scoring all those points and losing the game doesn't feel too good. But definitely getting the W is what makes it a lot more sweet.
Julian Champagnie was all smiles after his career night and the Spurs' first win in 2 weeks in Big Board Sports. The Spurs snapped their 6-game losing streak and denied the Kings a chance of wrapping up the Pacific Division last night. Doug McDermott scored a game-high 30 points to lead the Spurs in their 142-134 overtime win. Rookie Julian Champagnie scored 22 points in the first half en route to a career-high 26. His 22 first-half points were the most by a Spurs rookie since Bryn Forbes scored 22 back in April 2017. And Champagnie now holds the record for the most points scored by a two-way rookie, and he did it in just 28 minutes.
I was told that when I was walking here, but I mean, it feels pretty good. You know, obviously, like holding a record, holding holding that in the league is something special for me, especially going undrafted and kind of taking that route. So kind of being here right now is more than enough for me, honestly and truly.
I just fed off Julian, to be honest. He had it going. He saw the ball go in a bunch in the first half, and then they gave him a little more attention in the second half, and it kind of opened up things for me. And Trey, obviously being out there, diming all of us was huge, and just a good win. You know, they're a great team. They've had a hell of a year, and for us to come in undermanned to have the win it's huge for everyone.
Spurs will play at the Suns tomorrow night at 9 local time. March Madness will wrap up tonight when number 5 San Diego State plays number 4 UConn for the men's national championship. UConn has won all 5 of its tournament games by double digits, while SDSU has had to survive and advance in both the Elite 8 and Final 4. Saturday, Lamont Butler made a buzzer beater to top FAU 72-71, completing a 14-point comeback. Coach Dutcher was asked, where does that shot rank in the history of the men's NCAA tournament?
Well, if it was win the title, it might be one of the greatest ever. You know, what an incredible shot. I mean, it put us in the championship game, but at the end of the day, people are going to talk about who won the national championship. People in San Diego will always remember Lamont's shot. But if we win a title, then they're really going to remember that shot.
Tip is 8:20 tonight at NRG Stadium in Houston, and UConn is favored by 7.
I'm glad you said Champagnie.
Champagnie.
Because I was going to say Champagne or something like that. I was going to go Christopher Walken with it.
I know. We talked about that before. I love that skin.
Did you forget a news story from the Final Four?
No, I did not. I ran out of time.
I could have sworn that LSU won the women's.
That was Saturday.
Doesn't matter.
We'll be right back.